someone wants to make the effort, they will text you, they will arrange a date to see you, they will meet your family, they will take you out, they will do all of those things because it is important to them. If they can't be bothered and they're not emotionally involved, they won't. It's as simple as that. And I think something else that I've really learned is I'd often chase people who weren't putting in effort because I wanted them around, and I've come to realize, why am I trying to force someone to see me and to be in my life if they don't want to? That is such a waste of my time. Whereas actually, if he wanted to, he would.
Yo, hey guys, welcome to Dark Arts Podcast. You already know what it is. I just want to say this first and foremost. If they wanted to, they would. Can I say it again? If they wanted to, they would. When people don't prioritize you, it is shown through their actions. A lot of times people will say to you, that's no, you're my priority. Or they'll say to you, listen, I wanted to, but I just couldn't get. And the reality is this: nobody's too busy. And nobody has more than 24 hours in a day like anybody else. If they wanted to, they would. If they wanted to take you on a date, they would have. If they wanted to see you, they would have. If they wanted to text you or call you, they would have. Okay? They would have done all of these things. And I'm not talking about one text. I'm not talking about one call. I'm not talking about, one missed meeting or whatever. I'm talking about, you can see there's a pattern of consistency. And the reality of the situation is this: if they wanted to, they would. And a lot of times, the reason why we stay in certain situations like this where we are seeing that the person, if they wanted to, they would, and they're not actually doing it. The reason why we stay in it is because our wants trump our needs. In that immediate moment, and I can tell you this on a real thing, I've witnessed it, I've been in it myself, so I know exactly what it feels like. When your wants are trumping your needs, you will start to realize, and the wants usually are external factors usually, right? So how good looking they are, how much money they have, are they your type, you got mutual interests, you got shared commonalities or whatever, right? And it's usually external, but the internal is usually the values, the characteristics, the affection, the love languages, how they show respect, kindness, compassion. It's usually intrinsic values and qualities and characteristics of that person. And when you really deep it, if they wanted to, they would. If they had made you a priority, I'm telling you, you'd have been on top of the tree. And I had to really realize this myself when I dealt with a friend a couple of months ago, where we had a situation where she was like, I should message her and I should call her. And I kept on failing. And the reality of the situation I came down to, I was like, it's not me being mean. It's not because I don't like her at all. But the reality of the situation is, if I wanted to, I would. I wasn't prioritizing her enough to want to allocate my time officially and my energy to make sure that she was in my thought and in my mind. And that's when you realize that people are not prioritizing you. They're not willing to. And whatever excuse they use about, I didn't have enough time, maybe I was busy, I had family issues, I had this, I had that. Whatever the issue is, if they wanted to, they would. Right? Now, of course, again, within reason, because this can be a one-off. Somebody could forget something, or they got so busy they couldn't do something. Yeah. We understand those things. We're not talking about those. We're talking about where we're starting to see a little bit of a pattern here. And when you start to see an established pattern of that situation, you do have to address it early. And addressing it early helps you stop having emotional arousal or emotional spikes later on because of a pileup of different issues that have happened that you've not addressed. Violations happen, you must address the violation. You commit one crime, you get caught. Do they say, well, do another crime and we'll see what happens? No, you address the crime or you address the violation at the very beginning. Your anger is telling you that you've been violated and the boundaries have been broken, and your anger is trying to tell you, see what's at the back? Jaw, I'm ready to confront, so come to the front. That's what anger does. It says, listen, what's at the back? I'm willing to confront, come to the front. You know what I'm saying to you? And so, again, going back to this, talking about for the men out there specifically, because I'm doing this more for the men. Look, if she wanted to, she would. If she liked you and she wanted you, she would. She's not doing it because she doesn't like you. Or she's indecisive, and indecisive doesn't help anybody. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Somebody who's double-minded, who's weighing up different options, if they wanted to, they would. The problem is, the reason why they're double-minded in this point is because they're considering two options. Take yourself out. This is the lesson I learned, man. I'm telling you, I learned it the hard way, my guy. I learned the hard way, my guy. Trust me. So I'm telling you that full steez. You know what I'm saying to you? I've been the person that's done the stupidity. I've been the person who's also said, I've been the person actually, if I wanted to, I would have. Right? And made excuses after. I was busy, I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that. Reality of the situation is you're not my priority. So I'm gonna leave it there. If they wanted to, they would. And I love that point that she actually said about the emotional connection, because in most cases, and I'll do this in part 2 as well, right? Which is that people are not emotionally connected to you. So if they wanted to, they would. The reason why they're not doing it is because they don't have an emotional investment in you. And because they don't have an emotional investment in you, they won't do it because they're not compelled to do it. You feel what I'm saying to you? I appreciate you guys. Stay locked, stay low. We'll see you again